Internacional de Derecho Militar y Derecho de la Guerra. Es licenciado en Derecho por la Universidad de Gante. Luego de su servicio militar, en 1986, comenzó su carrera como asesor legal del Ministerio de Defensa de Bélgica. Desde diciembre de 2007 hasta el 2014, fue jefe de la oficina del Ministerio de Defensa de Bélgica. Actualmente, tiene el cargo de jefe de gabinete del secretario de Estado de Comercio Exterior de Bélgica y además es secretario general de la Sociedad Internacional de Derecho Militar y Derecho de la Guerra. Dejo con ustedes, para la moderación de esta cuarta conferencia, a Mr. Ludwig van der Licken.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for the remarkable organization of this third International Congress and for the warm welcome they reserved us here in Lima, Peru. As co-organizer of this Congress, our contribution of my panel consists of three parts. First of all, I will briefly introduce to you the society. After, Alphonse van Heusden will talk to you about our very important manual. And last but not least, Stanislas Horvath will present to you some publications of the society. First of all, the International Society for Military Law and the Law of War. We will talk to you about the establishment, the objectives we have, how we do it, the means, budgetary means, other means, and very important, how you can become a member of our society. The establishment. We are a non-profit, non-political, professional and scientific association, and we were established in Strasbourg, in France, in 1956. That means that this year we exist for 60 years. We moved to Brussels, Belgium, in 1988. And we have now a special legal personality under Belgian law. What are our objectives? First of all, the research into military law, international humanitarian law, the law of peace operations, and the related subject matters. And this from an international and a comparative law viewpoint. Second objective is to disseminate the knowledge in this field. And we are also an umbrella organization for 22 national groups existing all over the world, from Argentina over China to USA, UK, and others. How do we work? We have international gatherings. As you can notice here, we have 3 annual Congress, and this we do with a General Assembly meeting every 3 years. Tunisia in 2009. In 2012 we were in Canada, in Quebec, and in 2015, our last Congress, we were in the Czech Republic. We also organized a seminar for legal advisors of the armed forces. In 2008, we had the 7th legal advisor seminar organized in Namibia. The 8th was in Latvia, the 9th in Germany, and the 10th in Ireland. We also have a lot of ad hoc conferences, seminars, workshops. And you can see, for example, 2011, the Rhodes 2 conference. The first one was in 2001, and we discussed the evolution in military law. We had the Beijing conference in 2013, Santiago de Chile conference, and I'm not going to give them all to you. You can read them on the screen. How do we work? In fact, we support the international activities of national groups, and perhaps after this Congress and the splendid organization we see here, we can organize or create a Peruvian national group. Who knows? Publications, I will not go further into detail, as our driving power behind the publications, Professor Stanislas Horvath, is here, and he will explain more in detail to you those publications. We have the military law and the law of war review. We have the recovery, and we have news flashes with very actual and important news about international law. We have a website, and we are working also by social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. What are our means? Our means are, first of all, people that want to work in the field of the dissemination of the law, international humanitarian law, military law. We have military and civilian legal advisors. We have other officers, magistrates, university professors, researchers, staff of VOs. We have more than 1,200 members all over the world. We are organized by a General Assembly, people from all corners of the world. I'm not going to give you all the countries that participate in our General Assembly. We have a board of directors from 32 nationalities and international organizations. And we have, for the, let's say, what more than daily work, a managing board. You see here how the managing board is composed. Our president, General Steek, and 4 vice presidents, the secretary general, and the treasurer. We have a general secretariat that is working in Brussels, and it's not far from the military academy in Belgium. In fact, we are having in concession some building from the military academy in Brussels. We have 6 specialized committees also that are working in different issues: history, EHL, military justice, law of naval and air operations, also defense procurement law, a bit special, and general affairs. Important, the membership. Tomorrow you will find some papers outside, and we'd like you to become a member of our society. The annual membership is very low, 20 euro, not more than that. And you can do it by 2 means, or you are passing through a national group, if you are in a country where a national group is existing, or you can go by membership application form. And if you didn't kill your mother or father, you will be normally accepted. So that as the first part of our contribution, I will now present to you Alphonse van Heusden. Alphonse here at my left is a legal advisor who started his career as a private lawyer, and after some years he came to the Ministry of Defense. He worked in the legal service. He was appointed in some very important operations of the Belgian army. He was in Afghanistan, he was in Lebanon as legal advisor of the troops. After this job, he went to the cabinet of the Minister of Defense, where he was one of my collaborators. And in his current job, he is now working for the Minister of Justice. And without losing any more time, I will now give the floor to Alphonse Fernandez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, esteemed colleagues, participants. I now have the pleasure to present to you the flagship research project, I dare say, of the International Society for Military Law and World War, which deals with international law and peace operations and is intended to result in the publication of a manual on international law in peace operations. This is the approach for my presentation. I will go immediately into the subject matters. The objective of our research project, I need my glasses now, is to draft and publish a manual of the international law and peace operations and to publish it through a reputable publisher. The target audience for our manual is staff personnel, senior level commanders and legal advisors and academics, people involved in the planning and the conduct of the peace operations, and also people involved in the training and education on these matters. And the society is a forum, as you know, where legal practice and academic research and teaching regularly meet each other, and that is why this suggestion at some point in our history has been made to focus also on peace operations with these two groups of members. And we intend to do a comprehensive work, specifically on these on international peace operations. Comprehensive in the sense that we really want to cover most of the contemporary important subject matters in relation to peace operations. We hope that through its quality, the document, the manual, will become an authoritative reference document. So people in the ideal situation, people will read the book or the manual and say, this is a useful document. This is something we've been waiting for, and we will gladly introduce this also maybe in our training, etc. That is why we work a lot on also obtaining a broad consensus. We want to find good common denominators and we want to achieve that possibility of becoming authoritative. We lay particular focus on areas where the law requires further research and clarification rather than duplicating existing knowledge that is already out there. You all know that there are a lot of publications in the field of peace operations, and these have also often been very useful. But here we want to create legal, treaty, or customary obligations. We hope that this document will be used by national and international training institutions and also then as a basis for applied course materials. What is the scope of the manual? Scope is, of course, in the first place, the traditional peacekeeping operations, but we also want to look into the more complicated area of the contemporary multi-dimensional peace operations. Peace operations with aspects such as assistance to the electoral process, rule of law missions, and the more, let's say, the more difficult operations with important questions of protection of civilians, etc. We want to look at the different stages of these operations, so into the planning and initiating of an operation, but also conduct, of course, and also the determination and withdrawal of the peace force. These are different aspects of the scope. But I should say that all peace operations conducted by the UN, the Blue Helmet operations, will be covered by our manual. And furthermore, we will cover operations covered by regional organizations and other arrangements, as long as we're talking about the consensual operations, which means that we want to have consent of the host state and at least an element of, say, activism of other important parties involved in the operation, in the former conflict. And this means that we are not going to cover enforcement operations or peace enforcement operations as we will define it in our manual, where there is an important player on the ground which is hostile towards the peace force, and where there is let's say, a mandate to enforce the peace on these players. We will not therefore cover counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency operations. We know that this raises questions from time to time, but somewhere we have to draw the line, and we will definitely cover operations where, as a result of temporary breakdown and stability, the peace force, and particularly the UN peace force or UN operations, is involved in hostilities with opposing factions. So that raises interesting questions on what does international humanitarian law say in such a situation. How about the protection of peacekeepers against violence? Does it still play? When do they become a party to a conflict? Who becomes a party to the conflict, etc.? This is where we drew the line. We're not going to write a new the law of armed conflict manual. That is basically what we wanted to say also. What is the format? It is a format which is already well known, a format where we have so-called black letter rules. A rule is proposed as a restatement of legal rules of customary treaty nature, or as a best or good practice rule. And obviously, in such case, the proposed good practice should be in conformity with applicable law and will be demarcated from the legal rules by use of appropriate language and probably also by use of another form, letter type or so. Then the black letter rule is followed by an accompanying commentary to explain that rule and also go maybe into detail in terms of where there might be controversy or disagreement among states participating in peace operations, for instance. We do the work in English for the moment, but we envisage a translation in a later phase, translation into UN languages after the publication of the initial version in English, and we already gratefully accepted an offer from our Chilean friends to assist us in translating the manual at that time into Spanish. So I think we will be able to deliver also a Spanish version in a foreseeable future. The other languages will also need to be addressed. This is how we manage the project. There is an oversight by the managing board and the board of directors of the International Society for Military Law and Law of War. That is to say, when we have a board meeting, we usually have this on the agenda as to talk about state affairs, and we have board members have the opportunity to have more insight in the and so on to review. There is also a project management team. That is to say, I coordinate the project, so I'm not that much involved in the actual drafting of chapters, but rather in managing the project and in being the guardian angel for deadlines, etc., which need to be respected in such kind of project. And I'm assisted also by Marco Bellatar from the Max Planck Institute in Luxembourg. And then there is a very important role also for the three so-called senior academic advisors, three gentlemen who have done work in the field of drafting bigger publications and type of documents. Dr. Dieter Fleck from Secretary Guild from the Netherlands and Dr. Bootby, so we can lean on their expertise and their know-how how to tackle such a vast project, because we are working on this project with over 40 people, 40 experts. And we have indeed a group of experts. These are the people who deliver chapters and sub-chapters. We are very, I don't have the whole list of names here, but we are very proud of the gender balance we achieved also in this group of experts. And we also were able to guarantee an African representation since a meeting, a project meeting we held in Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon. Oh, excuse me. The work will be reviewed by an advisory board. It is now our intention to deliver our draft manual by this summer. I think we are more or less ready to do that. And this advisory board will be composed of persons maybe not directly involved in the legal domain, but rather persons with a substantial experience in peacekeeping in peace operations. We are thinking about senior formal officials, senior commanders of peace operations, of course, members of the high-level panel for UN peacekeeping. Also, we need to have the peace operations training centers throughout the world represented in a geographically good way, balanced way. So these are the groups we need for our advisory board. They will do a so-called reality check. They will go through the document and say, okay, this is interesting, but we have some comments. It does not work like that in practice, maybe, or so on. And we can take their wise advice into account and final revision of the document before we start the last editorial work, and before we can send it to the publisher, who might, this is still a question, who might wish to do its proper peer review. That is also possible. That we cannot exclude in the project phases. So the first phase was the so-called definition phase. We completed that in 2013. I should say that the China conference, the Beijing conference mentioned by the Secretary General, was somewhat the starting point for the reflection on what the questions are that need to be addressed in the domain of these operations within the society. The second phase then was the actual work on draft black letter rules, draft commentary, and as I said, it will be discussed in September 2016 with the advisory board. We've had several expert meetings, including in Yaoundé and in Brussels, also in Germany, in Munster, in earlier stage. The third phase will then be the review by the advisory board and the finalization, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. And then we hope to have all that work completed by the end of this year, 2016. It's ambitious, but it's still, it keeps us going to have this ambition. And then we will have the manual launches. We would like to launch the manual in different parts of the world, because the process will not stop by publishing a manual, of course. We will need to make this known to the world that this document exists, and then we hope that people will find the document interesting, and especially interesting, also useful for their work, and that it can become a reference document by use. And then we'll do the work on the translation, as I said, the further dissemination, and the work on the applied course materials I mentioned before. And then maybe at a later stage we'll have new editions. The law is developing all the time, so we will probably have to revise our manual also at some point in the future. Partners, I'm not going to go through all of these partners, but we've had support from various institutions, and we are very grateful, because this is the way we can make it happen. The society operates with a rather limited budget, and through these kind of supporting acts that we can still have the ambition to publish such a comprehensive document. There are a number of observers to the project. The UN Office of Legal Affairs, DPKO, and the Department of Field Support are involved. Actually, the first two Office of Legal Affairs and DPKO send observers to our meetings, and DFS is also available for assistance. ICRC sends an observer to our meetings. NATO sends an observer to our meetings, and also the African Union designated 2 observers, one from the Department of Peace and Security and one from the Legal Office. And then we have also EU expertise in a personal capacity represented in a group of experts. So we're very glad to be able to exchange on our work with experts from the various organizations. Funding, we from partners and observers, and this is the way we can make it happen. Observers come to our meeting. The ICRC, for instance, comes to our meeting and pays or their own, let's say, related costs. And this brings me to the end of the presentation. I think the Q&A will be a collective one, I guess, so I can look at the moderator. Thank you for your kind attention already.
Thank you very much, Fons. I will now give the floor to Stanislas Horvat. Stanislas Horvat is a professor at the Royal Military Academy in Belgium. He's teaching law, and he is the driving power behind our publications of the society, and I give him the floor.
Estimados señores y señoras, estoy cansado. Y no soy solo a estar cansado. Quiero tomar unos minutos más para hablar de las publicaciones de la Sociedad Internacional de Derecho Militar y de Derecho de la Guerra. No soy hispanohablante, es claro, pero estamos en el Perú y voy a intentar hablar el mejor español que puedo, pero disculpe el mal tratamiento de sus orejas causado por la pobreza de mi español. Bueno, el secretario general lo ha dicho. La sociedad ha 3 publicaciones: la revista, los lectores y los newscasts. La primera es la revista que es en realidad un libro anual, más o menos 400 páginas, en 6 idiomas. El español es uno de esos idiomas. Lamento que no tenemos muchos textos en español, pues es tiempo para enviar textos en español. Es un libro de más o menos 400 páginas, que es peer-reviewed, que es, como se dice, peer-reviewed, realizado por pares. El precio es especial a miembros de nuestra sociedad y la diferencia es el precio de la cotización, que está 20 euros. Es mejor estar socio de la sociedad porque es el mismo precio para obtener la revista. Sí, estamos cansados. La segunda publicación es el que se llama el recueil. El recueil es en francés una colección de textos compuestos. Están todos los textos de los congresos cada 3 años. Un año es 400 páginas, otro año es 600, no lo sé. Acá es un recueil sobre la justicia militar. Pronto demuestra cooperación en Canadá. El de Paraguay del año pasado será disponible la próxima semana. Bueno, El precio, cuando la gente está participando al Congreso, es incluido. La gente que están miembros a un precio reducido de 50 euros y el gasto del envío. Alguna colección de recursos. Bueno, y al fin tenemos un newsflash, que es una publicación con anuncios de actividades futuras, de desarrollos de derecho, jurisprudencia, etc. Si hay preguntas, soy el director adjunto, es posible contactarme a través de la Secretaría General en Bruselas. Tenemos unos volúmenes acá. Mañana será posible de comprar a la mesa de las publicaciones aquí en la terraza. No tenemos decenas de libros, pero el primer que compra, esa es mi que compra. Bueno, muchas gracias por su atención.
Thank you very much, Stanislaus. I don't know if there are any questions. It's late. I think until now we fulfilled almost our contract. I was told to stop 5:15, but if there are questions? No questions? Then I see here in my instructions that I have to make a conclusion. My conclusion will be very short. Join the society and create a Peruvian group.
Invitamos a Mr. Van der Beek a hacer entrega del certificado correspondiente a Mr. Van Heusen. Por su participación en esta cuarta conferencia. Damos un fuerte aplauso, por favor. Pedimos al señor Van der Beek.
He's not giving them to the military officers that are following his courses either, so he will have on one.
A continuación, invitamos al señor contraalmirante Luis Entre de la Piedra a hacer entrega del certificado a Mr. Van der Beek en su calidad de moderador de esta cuarta conferencia. Con la orden del presidente del comité organizador de hacer su certificado, don Mr. Horvath, damos por concluida esta cuarta conferencia de la primera jornada de la tercer Congreso Internacional sobre Derecho Militar. Y les recordamos que el día de mañana los esperamos el ingreso a partir de las 8 de la mañana con el uniforme completo, correcto, uniforme completo para la última jornada mañana de este tercer Congreso Internacional sobre Derecho Militar. 8 de la mañana, por favor, todos aquí al centro naval, un uniforme completo. Claro, la foto de estilo se llevará a cabo a primera hora. Por tal motivo se solicita que todos estén con su uniforme completo para poder hacer la fotografía oficial de este tercer Congreso sobre Derecho Militar. Muchas gracias a todos por su asistencia. Nos encontramos el día de mañana.